to the practice of Pawanmuktasana 1, Stage 1. To begin, assume the base position by having the legs outstretched in front. Place the hands on the floor behind you, so your back, neck and head can remain comfortably upright and straight throughout the practice. Depending on your arm length, you may find it more comfortable to rest your hands on a folded blanket. In the base position, softly close the eyes and allow the whole body to settle into this posture. As the body settles, develop awareness of the whole body. Tune in to sensations and feelings in the whole body. Become aware of the whole body becoming still. Become aware of your body breathing. Become aware of the breath as it gently comes and goes from the body. Now bring your awareness down into your feet, preparing for the first practice of toe bending. With this practice, the feet remain upright and still, and the ankles are relaxed. Bring your awareness into your toes, and as you breathe in, draw the toes towards you. Follow the out-breath by extending the toes away from you. Practice this 7 times. And when you've completed the 7 rounds of practice, come back to stillness in the base position, awareness in the toes, and then move your focus down to the ankle joints for the next practice of ankle bending. With this practice, you'll be drawing your feet towards you in time with your in-breath, and then extending the feet away from you as if trying to place the soles of the feet on the floor with your out-breath. So to begin the practice, draw the feet towards you, and then extend the feet away. Continue with 7 rounds of this practice. As you practice, you can be aware of the muscles in the lower legs, as well as awareness in the ankle joints. And when you've completed the 7 rounds of practice, come back to stillness in the base position. We'll move on to the next practice of ankle rotations. With this practice, we're going to rotate the foot in the ankle joint 7 times in a clockwise direction, and then reverse 7 rounds anti-clockwise. Firstly, with the right foot, so bring your awareness into the right foot, the right ankle. To begin, draw the foot towards you, take the foot around, out to the side, downwards, back into the centre and upwards. Continue with 7 smooth circling movements of the foot. And on completion of the 7 rounds, bring the foot upright. And then practice 7 rotations in the opposite direction. Coming in to the centre, around and down, and back up the outside. A smooth, circling movement of the foot, awareness in the ankle joint. Having completed those rounds, coming back to the centre, move the focus over to the left foot, the left ankle, and we'll repeat the practice on the left side, beginning taking the foot towards you and around, inwards and downwards and upwards on the outside movement of the circle. 7 rotations. If you're working with the breath, you're moving the foot upwards on the in-breath and downwards on the out-breath. And on completion of the 7 rounds, bring the foot upright. And then practice 7 rotations in the opposite direction. And on completion of those rounds, coming back to stillness in the base position. To prepare for the next practice of ankle turning, bring the right knee into the chest, allow the right knee to go out to the side, place the lower leg on the left thigh. Hold the right leg just above the ankle with the right hand and foot at the toes with the left hand. With this practice, the movement is created by the left hand, the muscles in the left arm, whilst the lower leg remains passive. To begin the practice, draw the foot upwards and around in a clockwise circling movement. 7 clockwise rotations. Feel the ankle joint as it moves into its full range of movement. Mentally counting the rounds. And on completion of the rounds, a brief pause, and then practice 7 rounds in the opposite direction. If you're following the breath, the upward movement in the circle follows the in-breath, and the downward movement follows the out-breath. On completion of those rounds, come back to stillness, bring the knee up into the centre, place the foot on the floor and extend the leg away. And we'll repeat the practice on the left side. Draw the left knee into the chest, allow the knee to go out to the side, place the lower leg on the right thigh. You can hold the leg just above the ankle with the left hand, and the movement is created by the right hand holding the toes. Make sure the leg muscles are passive, they're uninvolved, and begin by circling the foot in a clockwise direction for 7 rounds of practice. Again, feeling the foot, the ankle joint, going through its full range of movement. And when you've ended the 7 rounds, a brief pause, and then reversing the movement for 7 rounds. On completion of those rounds, bringing the knee back into the centre, placing the foot on the floor, extending the leg away, coming back into the base position, back to stillness. Make sure your back, neck and head are upright and straight. Develop a focus into the toes, the feet, the ankles and the lower legs. Be aware of that region of the body. Notice how it feels. Feelings in the toes, feet, ankles and lower legs. And then move your awareness up to the kneecaps. The next practice is kneecap contractions. To begin this practice, contract the thigh muscles, draw the kneecaps up as you breathe in. Briefly hold this contraction, and on an out breath, smoothly allow the kneecaps to relax. Practice 7 rounds. You may feel your heels are just leaving the floor slightly as you contract the knees, and heels making a firmer contact with the floor as you release, as you breathe out. When you've completed the 7 rounds, come back to stillness, maintaining awareness in the knees. The thigh muscles, the upper legs. And we'll move on to the next practice of knee bending. To prepare for this, draw the right knee into the chest and hold the back of the thigh with both hands. The back remaining upright and straight. Have the heel of the foot off the floor throughout this practice. As you breathe in, slowly extend, straighten the leg, maintaining the hold with the hands behind the leg. And as you breathe out, draw the knee back in closely to the chest. And repeat this for 7 rounds of practice. And when you've completed the 7 rounds, with the knee drawn in, place the foot on the floor, extend the leg away, and then draw the left knee into the chest, take hold of the back of the left leg with both hands, heel off the floor, and on an in-breath, extend the left leg away, fully straighten the leg. On an out-breath, draw the knee back into the chest. Again, 7 rounds of knee bending, awareness in the knee joint. Completing the final round, placing the foot on the floor, come back to stillness in the base position and maintain awareness in the knees, in the upper leg muscles, bring your awareness up to the hip joints. To prepare for the first of the hip movements, half butterfly, bring the knee into the chest, the right knee into the chest. Allow the knee to go out to the side whilst placing the foot inside the left thigh. You can rest your left hand on your foot and support the knee with the right hand. To begin, on an in-breath, raise the knee into the centre, and as you breathe out, allow the knee to go out to the side. Continue this smooth raising and lowering for 7 rounds. There's no force involved. Gentle raising and lowering of the knee. And when you've finished the rounds of practice, bring the knee back up to the centre and extend the leg away. And we'll repeat the practice on the left side. Bring the left knee into the chest. Allow the knee to rest out to the side and the foot to be inside the right thigh. Holding the foot with the right hand and the knee with the left. As you breathe in, gently draw the knee up into the centre. As you breathe out, lower the knee out to the side. And continue with 7 rounds, gently raising and lowering with awareness in the hip and the associated muscles in that area. And when you've completed the 7 rounds of practice, gently bring the knee back into the centre and straighten the leg away. Come back to the base position. Bring your awareness into the right hip. Draw the right knee into the chest for the next practice of hip rotation. Once again, take hold of the upper leg with both hands behind the knee. Have the heel off the floor and begin to make a gentle circling movement with the knee. This is being driven by the hands, by the arms. Make 7 smooth circles with the knee. Feel the action in the hip joint. And when you've completed those, pause briefly and then 7 rounds in the opposite direction. 7 smooth circles. And when you've completed the rounds in that direction, end the movement. Place the heel back on the floor. Come back to the base position. Move your awareness to the left hip. Draw the left knee in to the chest. Take the hands behind the left knee. Heel off the floor. Begin with 7 circling movements. Smooth, round circles. Awareness in the hip joint. And when you've finished the rounds, pause briefly and then go on to practice 7 rotations in the opposite direction. Finally, ending those rounds of practice, placing the foot on the floor, coming back into the base position, and maintaining awareness in both hips, moving on to the practice of full butterfly, taking the soles of the feet together, drawing them in as close to the body as is comfortable. With this practice you can hold the feet or the ankles whilst keeping your back upright and straight. Allow the knees to rest out to the side to begin. Breathe in, raise the knees up towards the centre, and as you breathe out, lower the knees back down to the floor. Continue for 7 rounds of practice. Gentle raising and lowering. Smooth, easy movement. No force. And on completion of the rounds, bring the knees back to the centre, straighten the legs away, come back to the base position. Feel that your back is upright and straight. from the base of the spine through the neck to the head. Be aware of the hip joints, the muscles associated with that area of the body. And begin to expand your awareness into the upper legs, down into the knees, the lower legs. Be aware of the ankles, the feet and the toes. Be awareness of the whole of the body from the hips down to the feet. Notice sensations and feelings there, perhaps the temperature of the body. And then bring your awareness to the upper body, from the hips up through the abdominal area, the lower back, the whole of the rib cage, shoulders, arms, neck and head. Be aware of the upper half of the body. And compare the two halves of the body. Notice any difference in feeling or sensation. And then develop awareness of the whole body as one complete unit, the whole body as one. Awareness of the whole body in the base position. For the following practices, you can remain in the base position, or you may prefer to sit cross-legged. If you decide to sit cross-legged, you may be more comfortable if you sit on a folded blanket. For the first practice of hand clenching, raise both the arms out straight in front of you to shoulder height with the palms facing downwards. Draw the thumbs into the palms, wrap the fingers around the thumbs, making a gentle fist. In time with your in-breath, slowly open the fingers and thumbs out to their fullest extent, stretching them outwards. And with the out-breath, bring the thumbs into the palms, wrap the fingers around the thumbs. 7 rounds of hand clenching in this way. Be aware of the forearm muscles, as well as the smooth movement following the breath. And when you finish the rounds of practice, maintaining straight arms out in front of you, extend the fingers together and forward, the thumbs by the sides, palms downwards. Allow your shoulders to relax. Make sure you're not drawing your shoulders upwards. We'll continue with the next practice of wrist bending. On an in-breath, raise the hands towards you as if you're pushing against a wall. Follow the out-breath with a downward movement, downwards, downwards, and continue with 7 rounds. Breathing in, raise the hands upwards. Breathing out, lower the hands downwards. And when you finish the 7 rounds of practice, rest the hands back down onto the knees or in the lap. Let the shoulders relax. Awareness in the wrists, in the hands, the forearms. And we'll move on to the practice of wrist rotation by raising the right arm out straight in front. Draw the thumb into the palm, have the fingers around the thumb. Begin by starting to circle the fist at the wrist in a clockwise direction, out to the side, around and down, back up the inside of the circle. 7 rotations, whilst maintaining awareness in the wrist and the forearm. And when you've finished your 7 rounds, repeat the rotation in the opposite direction. Smooth circling movement, anti-clockwise. The arm remains completely still. And when you finish the 7 rounds, release the fingers and thumbs, rest the hand down, let the shoulder relax. Maintain awareness in the right hand, the right wrist, and then bring your focus over to your left hand, your left wrist. Take a moment to compare the 2 sides, the right hand, the left hand. And then raise the left arm out straight in front to repeat the practice. Draw the thumb into the palm, fingers around the thumb. Continue with 7 clockwise, circling movements with the hand, while the arm stays completely still. Having completed those rounds, pause briefly, and then practice 7 rounds in the opposite direction. If you're working with the breath, you're following the in-breath on the upward movement in the circle, and the out-breath guides the downward movement. Having completed those rounds of practice, releasing the fingers, the thumb, resting the hand and the arm down. Allow the shoulder to relax. Pause with awareness in the hands, the fingers, the wrists, the forearms. Make sure your back is remaining upright and straight. Raise both the arms out in front of you once again, this time with the palms facing upwards. Take the fingertips to the shoulders for the practice of elbow bending. As you breathe in, extend the arms forward and back out to the straight position. As you breathe out, take the fingers back to the shoulders. And repeat this 7 times, keeping the elbows and the upper arms at shoulder height throughout the practice. ending the rounds on an out breath, bringing the fingertips back to the shoulders, and then lowering the arms down, resting the hands on the knees or in the lap. Moving your focus into the right shoulder for shoulder rotation. Take the fingers of the right hand onto the shoulder. Allow the elbow to rest into the side. As you breathe in, start to draw the elbow inwards across the front of the body and upwards. And with the out breath, take the elbow back, down, into the side, and continue with 7 rounds, smoothly rotating with awareness in the shoulder joint. And on completion of the 7 rounds, bring the elbow back into the side, and then reverse the movement for 7 rounds. Bring the elbow into the back and upwards with the in-breath, over and across into the front of the body and downwards with the out-breath. When you've completed the 7 rounds, release the hand down. Maintain a focus in the right shoulder. And now take your awareness over to the left shoulder, the left side. Compare that side. Notice how that feels. Bring the fingers to the left shoulder, the elbow into the side, and begin the first of the 7 rounds by bringing the elbow into the front of the body and upwards, and over and downwards behind the body, back to the starting position. When you've completed the 7 rounds, briefly pause with the elbow into the side, and then practice 7 rounds in the opposite direction, bringing the elbow smoothly up the back of the body, over and around into the centre of the chest and downwards. Maintaining awareness in the shoulder and the associated muscles with this movement. When you've finished the rounds of practice, the elbow comes down to the side. Release the hand back to the leg. And sitting upright and straight, hold your awareness in the left shoulder, in the joint itself, and then begin to expand your awareness into the whole of the upper chest, the upper back, all the way across to the right side. Be aware of the whole of that region of the body following those practices. Bring your awareness into the neck. Be aware of the neck, the muscles around the neck. The following neck movements should not be practiced if you're elderly, have high or low blood pressure, or any cervical conditions. If this applies to you, visualize or imagine that you're doing the practices while remaining completely still. Be fully aware of the neck for the first movement in this sequence, and in time with your in-breath, gently raise the chin, the head, upwards and backwards. In time with the out-breath, lower the chin back down towards the chest. I'm going to repeat this gently 5 times. A smooth, sensitive raising and lowering of the chin, awareness in the neck and the associated muscles. And when you've completed the 5 rounds of practice, come back to the central position, facing forwards with the head. Take a slow in-breath. As you breathe out, lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. As you breathe in, take the head back to the centre. On the out-breath, the left ear goes to the left shoulder. Breathing in, back to the centre. 5 rounds in total. Be sure that the only movement is in the neck and head. The shoulders remain still and relaxed. Finally, coming back to the central position, taking an in-breath, and with the out-breath, slowly rotating the head, the face around to the right. As you breathe in, gently bring the head around to face forward again, and on the out-breath, rotate the head to the left. Back to the centre with the in-breath. 5 rotations from side to side. Smooth, gentle movements. Awareness in the neck muscles. Finally coming back to the central position. The back upright and straight. Awareness in the neck and the muscles around the neck. Gradually expand your awareness into the whole body. Become aware of the whole body sitting upright and still. And now lay down on the floor in the posture of Shavasana. Lay down on your back have a small space between the legs and feet, with the feet resting out to the sides and the arms down by the sides of the body, with the palms facing upwards, and a space between the arms and the body. You can gently tuck in your chin to slightly lengthen the back of the neck. Take a moment to be sure that your head is in a central position, that it's not leaning to one side or the other. Bring the head into alignment with the whole of the spine, imagining a straight line from the centre of the head through the body off down to the space between the heels. Allow the body to settle into this posture. Become aware of both the feet, both the legs, both the hands, both the arms, the trunk, neck and head. Develop awareness of the whole body. Be aware of the floor supporting the body, allowing the body to rest down to this support. If you can feel any areas of tension or tightness, let them soften, let the body rest. The whole body becoming quiet and still, while you remain focused and alert, aware of the body, awareness of feelings, sensations in the whole body. As this quietness spreads through the body, a sense of stillness spreads through the body, begin to develop awareness of the body breathing. In any way, in any place you care to, start to follow the breath. Have no influence over the breath, simply follow the breathing process with your awareness. Come closer to the breathing process with your awareness. Follow the in-breath from its beginning to its completion, and in the same way the out-breath. Follow the out-breath all the way through till its end. Your awareness coming closer and closer to the process of breathing, the natural breath. And now take your awareness to the body and how it's moving as it breathes. Be aware of any movement in the navel, around the belly. Perhaps a gentle raising and lowering there. a gentle expanding and raising with the in-breath, and a softening with the out-breath. Be aware of any subtle movements in the rib cage. Perhaps a sense of raising and expanding gently with the in-breath, and letting go and softening with the out-breath. Be aware of the pace of the breath and the flow of the breath. Any natural pauses that may appear between the phases of the breath. And now begin to take some control of the breath. Begin to influence the breath by breathing a little deeper. With each in-breath, breathe a little deeper, a little deeper. And begin to expand your awareness back into the whole body. Become aware of the whole body once again, breathing a little deeper, whole body awareness. The practice of Pawanmuktasana 1, stage 1, is now complete. Start to bring some movement back to your toes and fingers, movement to the feet and hands. The practice is now finished. When you feel ready to, you can sit up.